Welcome back. And I'm Mr. Nino Barksdale, the creator of Diecast City, and also the creator of this YouTube channel, Toying Around Studios. And this is Chapter 5 Commentary. Yeah. And out of the 14 chapters I created, this is probably the shortest one. And it's pretty much, this is the first time, it's like a visual change or directional change that I made. I'm no longer bouncing back from story to story, or because like in the previous ones, I may focus a little bit on GMT, and then the next scene I'll jump into the Tarantinos, and then I'll jump into the bikers. So I felt like it was just very hard to keep a for storytelling. So for this one, I wanted to centralize the story and focus primarily on the Tarantinos. So, and this is the social club. This is another set that I created, and it's pretty much gonna be a primary meeting where JoJo basically calls shop. He calls all of the top capos come in. So this is his headquarters. It's called the Scorpio Lounge.
So what I really do? I slash his face, nip his ear. You nip his ear.
So the whole beef, the whole war between Big Gallows crew and the bikers have led to JoJo getting involved. He's the boss of the family.
You check this guy out, Paulie. I like to go for the old.
And they were introducing a new character, Paulie.
You know what I'm saying?
Paulie, he's the underboss.
I'm surrounded by fucking maniacs. Hey, Angie, you mind to weigh in over here? Oh, what do you want from me? You got a little out of hand. What doing me out of hand?
So originally I wanted to really flesh out the war between the bikers and the Gallo crew. I wanted them to have, different, back and forth. I wanted maybe the bikers to possibly blow up, blow up in the Gallows crew's warehouse, or, because the last episode ended with one of the bikers members getting his ears cut off by the Gallo crew. So I felt like I just didn't have the kind of time at this particular moment. I didn't have the time to create the back and forth with them. So I kind of wanted to fast forward a little bit. Now it's at a point where JoJo is trying to de-escalate it. And so, when you're the boss, you don't got time for these petty wars. You got to send a message sometime, but at the same time, it's all about business, about making money, and you don't want to bring attention. You don't want cops, so that's how JoJo sees things. So JoJo, he's connected with Lawrence Limburger. Lawrence Limburger, he's not the biker's boss, but he does have, he's a close business partner, a business associate with them. So between those two, they're able to negotiate and come to a peaceful term.
Rectify. How else am I supposed to deal with that thieving rat?
If Vinny Barbarino wants to dance, I'll be his helper.
Okay, forgive me if I'm wrong, but your guy's still breathing, no?
And this is also the first. I believe this is the first chapter where this is pretty much a one-man show now. Prior to this, I had some help from friends and different people with doing the voices, but now it's pretty much from here on forward. It's a one-man show. So all these voices are all mine, and I try my best. I try my best to change it up. And as a couple chapters later on, I started using a little bit of a aid, like it's a little bit of a assistance, some AI. I'll go more into that in later chapters, but for this one, I just use mine, and I use audio Audacity. And this is a weird shot where you see pretty much all the members. So you get to see a lot of members. The Tarantino's a big family. Kind of a celebration. They're welcoming back Paulie, because Paulie he's been gone. Taking care of family business in another city, another state, and JoJo finally called him back to help him out, to give him the position of the underboss. And Paulie's the one with the blue pinstripe suit. That's Hammerhead, Marvel Legend. And Angelo on his left, that's the family consigliere.
No one's gonna fuck with us.
So that's the administration. See JoJo, you see Vic over there. So it's a celebration, everybody. With the Tarantino family, nobody's gonna fuck with them. And then like this whole chapter is pretty much just fleshing it out a little bit. I'm taking my time. There's a lot of these. There's not a lot of action. It's mainly just me getting a chance to play around, build up the lore, build up relationships, establish, introduce a few new characters. This is Carmine. This is he's kind of like, I wanted to make him kind of like, he's pretty much JoJo's wife's younger brother, so that's his brother-in-law. And a lot of these familial relations will come into play later, because Vic Gallo, he's also has a familial relations with JoJo. But like I said, when that time comes, I'll explain it a little more in the details. But when I first was originally making this, I wasn't really sure where I wanted to take it. But I really took my time, like over the years, to try to flesh out this story. Losing my mind a little bit. Just kidding. But I really do have fun, creating these storylines and creating different character quirks or relationships, personalities. And I have a lot to play around with. Like I said, this is only a small fraction of this world. So, but as far as Vic goes, as you could tell, this is chapter 5. Vic has a pretty decent sized crew, but this is the core of his crew. Vic's the captain. Frankie Miami with the purple, little bright shirt. He's his right hand man, and then Matty G, that's his younger brother. So those are the ones that Vic trusts the most. Those are the ones that Vic will get his hands dirty with. Frankie came up with Vic. He's like his best friend, and
Vic, you got a minute. Hey, all due respect, we're talking.
So.
Nah, Frank, let him through.
So, like I said, Vic, we get to see him, collecting the envelope. He gets money. He gets paid. He extorts businesses, and some of the neighborhood, they like him. They like Vic. Vic's a fair guy, but still the mob, they gotta get their cut. They gotta get their money. So, and this right here plants the seed for a future storyline. So right now they're at a restaurant. And then the owner of the restaurant is telling them that the food trucks are pushing him out of business. Like a lot of the customers are not showing up anymore. They're going to the food trucks. So when the food trucks, they're thinking, especially Frankie and Victor thinking, how about, since the warehouse got blown up, maybe we can start selling drugs out of the food trucks. Keep it moving. We don't need to have no big warehouse like that. We're sitting Target. So that's going to come into play a lot later. And this right here is so JoJo gave them an order to pretty much take this guy out. He owed him money, and it's been over. It's pretty much it passed the deadline with it. So he's useless to them. So JoJo said, take him out. So this is pretty much just showing how surgical they are. Frankie, Matty G, and Vic, they do a lot of the muscle work for the family. Like a lot of dirty work. So this is classic. I love the red lighting in this. It's really, I bought it from Goodfellas. The scene, pretty much the opening scene where Henry and Tommy and Jimmy, they drive around with Billy Bats in the trunk. So, yeah, that's like one of my favorite scenes. But again, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one, which will be Chapter 6. Peace.